Lenny Siberia was the bastard offspring of Captain Africa, the lard mogul, and Tracy. The captain disappeared without Tracy, who perished alone with her diamonds, the victim of a Mau Mau hit squad, leaving Lenny alone with the one thing money can't buy: poverty. He was discovered at 1 year old by a wayward nun. He had been living in the dumb weight of the Zambezi juice bar. Sister James, for it was she, wasted no time in mailing the child off by first-class parcel post to a friend in New Zealand. Fortunately, however, he was erroneously delivered to the Eros Luxury Club, a converted charabang deep in the bowels of Manchester's La Cartier Latin. The proprietor, a swarthy, ill-mannered character of Armenian origin, received the parcel with a bestial grunt. Taking a curved knife from a canteen of curved knives, he slashed it open, and Lenny gazed into the face of this, his very first stranger. And what he saw was pure malevolence. He ran down flattened streets patrolled by aimless amputees out of the Cold War into the deep freeze. He ran out of money. He ran into trouble. Discarded chewing gum and chips were the day-to-day diet of the subterranean dog boy, whose complete reversion into barbarianism, ladies and gentlemen, was only averted when he was adopted by Sheba and Rex, a pair of Alsatian dogs. Who regarded the dog boy with fond malevolence. Anyway, they were devout Catholics. So it was arranged for Lenny to attend the school of Our Lady of the Seven Robes of Gold in the Garden of Sorrows and the Vale of Tears, run with Teutonic efficiency by the little daughters of the sick, under the iron rule of Mother Cyrene. Mother Cyrene was everything rancid to Lenny. Her cheesy breath steaming up his spectacles. Her eyes like mobile ball bearings, their colour left a mechanical taste in the mouth. How do you feel? Asked Mother Cyrene. Rough, replied Lenny in his native tongue. Each student could elect to spend their free time in one of three ways: sporting activities, visiting the sick, or in the service of the Knights of the Sacred Orchid. The latter seemed the least demanding, the most hygienic, and it also appealed to the lad's naive sense of chivalry. The Knights of the Sacred Orchid held their thrice-weekly routines in the spacious open-plan lounge of the sinister Raoul, who affected the manner of the proto-fascist with psychotic attention to detail, his navy blue hair sleeked with ancient grace, his meager Donna Messi moustache waxed stiff at the ends like the legs of a dead fly. He went nowhere without the chums. The chums were namely Horace and Boris, the brothers Morris, a titanic duo, each in possession of a powder blue safari suit and arms of anthropoidal length. Their sheer physical immensity fully emphasized the stiff angular grace of the nifty Raoul, who now led the way into the lounge. The lounge was furnished by 3 rows of 7 leatherette easy chairs, faced by one 4-mica table. The curtains were a mustard colour, embellished with a bleeding heart motif. The walls were monotonous, hung with polished daubs. The carpet was even more monotonous. Its pattern suggested the impression of a small animal crapping at regular intervals. The whole scene was lit by a soundless, coloured TV set and a row of 6 orange table lamps in which shifting globules of molten wax danced about like specimens of rare snuff. Enter Mother Cyrene, flanked by the chums and a hyper-reverent Raoul, who wore the look of a man obsessed. She stood on the table and began. Leaving a bag of onions for Doris, he left silently via the laundry chute. That winter, he got a job at Barmy Sid's Elephant's graveyard of up-to-the-minute accoutrements, during which time he moved into a bathroom with an all-girl motorcycle gang, and on the back of a Woodbine packet and lipstick he wrote this, his very first poem, which I've copied onto paper. Christ, I need a crap muttered column, wafting farts and a back issue of Janus. The bedsit was 10 foot by 3'6" and housed 3 bachelors of diverse age, taste and conduct. It was littered with old football programs. The only window was always shut, owing to its being stuck by layer upon layer of gloss paint. The smell of rancid brown ale, pungent chip wrappings and overflowing ashtrays fused with the natural secretions of the trio into a nauseous torpor. He's always fucking around the floor discovered Kevin, as tiny avalanches of plaster peppered his ice cream. Maybe they're having a scrap, said Bert, the smart one. And as the mopeds rasped off to the seaside, Yvette looked to the trees and her stomach turned. It's a poem. Why, that's arguably the greatest poem in the world today, enthused a sudden voice. Letty turned round to see a tall, loose-limbed young man dressed in the beatnik anti-motor that committed. His name was Reg Trademark, heir to a crumbling biscuit empire, who by virtue of his artistic endeavours had secured a place of trust at the Marxist-Leninist ping pong club. He persuaded Lenny to reclaim his work there the following Thursday at the club's variety night. Among those appearing were Harry, Barry, Gary and Larry, the brothers McGarry, presenting a 2-hour concrete poem entitled The Yes, No Interlude. A neo-functionalist mime troupe presenting a 2-act play based on Stop the World, I Want to Get On. A novel led by Larry Dines concerning the Judeo-Christian ethic of self as not self. But finally, however, it was agreed by all that the night belonged to Lenny. Agreed by all, that is, except Larry Dines, who had been poisoned. In a vain attempt at bourgeois credibility, Lenny changed his name to Murray Haddow, the Poet's Shadow, and under this title embarked on a polysyllabic excursion through Thrillsville, NZ. Oh, it was be there or be square, as clad in the slum chic of the hipster, he issued forth the anthems of the Zip Age and the desperate Esperanto of the bop. Murray Haddow, the Poet's Shadow, the words walk in the grooves, hacking through the hi-fi paradise of true